But let's bring him on. He's become a friend of the show here over the past couple of months. From Get Up, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock Central Time, a.m. that is, on ESPN. Mike Greenberg, welcome back to the Mackey and Judd with Rami show. How are you today?
I'm terrific. Thank you for having me, and I hope everybody is safe and doing well. And it's great that we have the ability to sit here and talk about football and whatever else we'd like to, and provide people a little bit of an escape from the craziness that is our world right now. So I'm thrilled to do it.
It is. I think it's funny because, I don't know, a week or so ago, as the NBA had canceled or not canceled, but had suspended its season, and then March Madness, and all of us for a few days were sitting here having the conversation of, is it a bad look if the NFL goes into free agency? They can do it via Skype, but, is it a bad look? I think, I don't know, I won't speak for everyone. I won't speak for you, Greeny, but I'm glad that they did. I mean, these guys are going to be they make millions of dollars. If it's a bad look, it's a bad look, but to me, I think it's been a great reprieve for a large chunk of America going through this unprecedented time. I'm glad they pulled the trigger on free agency. What do you think?
Yes, I am, and I think that what would have been bad is if they had been doing things that were putting people in jeopardy. If they were flying people around, if they were if they were doing things that contradict what the people who know what they're talking about are telling us all we should be doing right now for the betterment and the safety and health of all of us together. So that would have been a bad look. If they were flying guys around and all of that, I think that would have been really bad. The fact that they're all just doing whatever they're doing, I mean, they're not doing anything necessarily differently than what you and I are doing right now. So I don't think they're certainly not hurting anybody. And I if it's a bad look, I'm not exactly sure what people have a problem with. Their business was going to continue, whether they do it now or 2 weeks from now. This, for all we know, this thing is going to be worse, not better than it is right now. They couldn't put it off forever. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what they're doing. And yes, it is providing us with stuff to talk about and fans with stuff to follow. And the greatest quarterback of all time changed teams after 20 years. So it's been a pretty interesting week.
Mike, I think you were the first one on the national stage to talk about how much sense it makes for Tom Brady to go to Tampa Bay. And there's a trend in media now where guys will take a victory lap on social media. Tom Pelissero did it after Brady signed in Tampa, and he was the first to say Brady would leave New England. Our guy John Krasinski from The Athletic took a victory lap after the Stephon Diggs trade. Did you in any way pound your chest or take a victory lap after Brady to the Buccaneers when you were the first to bring it up on the national stage?
I did not, and I'll tell you why. Because it came up. Well, so I love to do these conversations every now and again as I come on with you guys. And I stole something from you, as you know. I stole that take from the afternoon guys in Tampa. I was on with them.
Well, yeah, but you still just take credit for it.
Reckless speculation.
Correct, and we still haven't done. What was the one that we were going to do? Plausible Deniability.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Here's what I'm counting on. The next time you guys have me on, I'm depending upon the fact that you're going to have a segment called Plausible Deniability.
You can count on it. You can count on it.
We'll see how that one goes.
We will do that before you hang up, but continue on with your Tom Brady point.
So I was on with the guys in Tampa, and they were selling me, for whatever that's worth, on the notion that Brady should go there. And I will admit, when they first started talking, I thought to myself, these guys are out of their minds. There's no way in the world Tom Brady is going to Tampa. And by the end of the conversation, I started thinking to myself, this actually makes some sense. Here's what I will tell you I think happened with Brady. I think it's a very good opportunity. I think they have a chance to be really good. They've got obviously great weapons. They have a sneaky good defense with a really good defensive coach. And I think he's got a head coach who's an offensive-minded guy who's willing to be collaborative with him on the offensive, game plan and philosophy. I also don't think that teams were clamoring for him. I don't think he had as many options as a lot of people, myself included, would have expected him to. I don't think there were like 8 or 9 doors open. I think of the places that he might have even remotely considered, there really may have only been 3 or 4. And so I think he probably chose the best of the options that existed for him. But I don't think that there were a ton of places. I think in the end, it came down to the way I sort of have been hearing it. I think of the places that he might have even remotely considered, it really just came down to Tampa and the Chargers. I think there were other teams interested, but nothing that he would have ever really given any thought to, because I think he wants to go someplace and win. So I think he chose the place he has the best chance to win, and I think he does have a chance to. But if you ask me, that's how I think the whole thing played out.
Hey, Mike, how good when you strip away the excitement of this move, and of course there is a ton of that, but when you take that away, just being as down the middle as we could possibly be, how good do you think Tom Brady going into his age 43 season still is truly?
I will defer to my colleague Dan Orlovsky, who I think does an outstanding job of breaking down quarterbacks. Who in our meeting this morning, we meet at 6 o'clock and then we go on the air at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock there in Minneapolis. And he said, Greeny, the point I want to make today is I went back and I looked at every throw Tom Brady made last year. And I went back and I watched every game the Buccaneers played last year. And I'm telling you right now, he can make every throw Arians wants in that offense. He absolutely can. And that's what I want to lead with today. And that's what we led our show with today. So I will defer to his expertise. Doesn't make any difference what I think. That's a quarterback and an excellent quarterback analyst telling you Brady can make the throws. And he's got weapons now better than he's had in New England in years. So I think he has a chance to be really good. Look, no one's ever done it at the age of 43, but no one had ever done it. No one had ever been the MVP of the league at age 40 either. And he did that. So he's been doing things no one had ever done before for a long time. Do I think he'll be the MVP of the league? No. Do I think he'll throw for 5,000 yards? No. Do I think he has enough left for that team if they, I think there's always an element of luck in things. If they catch a break here and there, do I think they have a shot to be a playoff team this year? And who knows what happens after that? I absolutely do.
That's Mike Greenberg, host of ESPN's Get Up. You can find it 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock Central Time every morning on ESPN. And like we played the clip just a couple minutes ago, when Mike Greenberg comes on our show and says, hey, next time I'm on, we're going to debut a segment called Plausible Deniability. That means we're going to debut a segment called Plausible Deniability. Let's fire up a little appropriate music here, Jonathan Harrison, if you will. And so I'm going to put all you guys on the spot. Here's how Plausible Deniability works. This is an open space for all of us to throw out a take or some speculation that you will not be held responsible in any way for after the segment is over.
Sounds
this is
good.
a safe space,
All
okay? Rami, we're gonna start with you, okay? We're gonna give Greeny a second to collect his thoughts. Rami, we'll start with you.
All right, plausible deniability. So I can make any prediction here, and I am not held accountable for it as soon as the segment is over. That's what you're telling me.
Anything you want, and it'll be erased from the archives and erased from people's minds after the segment's over. Nothing to worry about.
Mitchell Trubisky, MVP 2020.
Okay.
That's right.
Cut his microphone.
That's right.
No. No. All right, Judd, you go. You try.
Okay, I'm going to suck up completely to our guest. Tom Brady out of the division. The New York Jets win the AFC East title in 2020. Hey, it's gone. It's in the ether, right?
It's up in the air, yeah.
Evoking memories of Namath and maybe even Richard Todd. Greeny.
Because there are limitations to plausible deniability.
You didn't tell us
Mike
that.
Greenberg would agree with that.
You didn't say that.
I think that's
Go ahead, Greeny.
I'm going to call that one implausible deniability. Can I just tell you, I love this segment. I love what you've done with the idea that I theoretically came up with accidentally, and I'm telling you right now, I'm using this.
Take it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've got weeks of time to fill ahead of me here with the possibility of having next to no sports news to do. So I'm going to absolutely use it. I love this. I absolutely love this idea. I think the Jets, by the way, the Jets have no chance whatsoever of winning the AFC East this coming year, and they still have a better chance than Mitchell Trubisky does of being the league MVP. So that's how I feel about those two takes. And I'll give you one.
All right, here we go.
I'll give you that Kyler Murray will be the NFL's offensive player, will lead the NFL in what would be the yards from scrimmage? We'll do what Lamar Jackson did last year with the acquisition of DeAndre Hopkins and everything else.
Wow.
That Kyler Murray will be the NFL's offensive player of the year in Arizona.
Wow. Plausible deniability. And I'll give you this one. Everyone's talking about Tom Brady. Can the Buccaneers win a Super Bowl? They jump from 20-1 to 12-1. Write this down, gentlemen. And you can actually blend this in with our Write That Down segment that we do every Wednesday at 5 o'clock here on Mackie and Joe with Rami.
Once you say it now.
Bill Belichick will win a Super Bowl before Tom Brady does. Plausible deniability.
Oh, I love that. I love that one. I mean, I would go 100% the other way. If I could have a redo on mine, I didn't know we were going to do this. And again, I can't tell you how much I love this segment. The second we hang up, I'm calling my staff and saying we're doing this tomorrow.
Please do. Please do.
Mine is Bill Belichick will not only will Bill Belichick never win another Super Bowl again, I want to go so far as to say Bill Belichick and the Patriots Bill Belichick will never make the playoffs again as the coach of the Patriots.
Wow.
Whoa.
Greedy.
Hey,
how about that one?
Greedy should be on Write That Down. That's a Write That Down for a Wednesday segment.
But he has plausible
Well, you can't write it down if it's plausible deniability.
That's
Those
true.
are completely opposite extremes.
We're
The whole idea of this is that you're not writing it down.
Yeah,
We're swimming in two pools, Greeny. We're swimming in two pools here, baby.
It can't be a trail of evidence if there's plausible deniability.
Just do us a favor. At least have your producers get the explosion noise for this segment. Okay? That's all we have.
I got to tell you, I love this show. I get more out of being on. I get so much more out of being on with you guys than you get out of having me on. I can't even begin to tell you how well this relationship is working.
Amazing. All right. Well,
and there's a liner, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Mike Greenberg from ESPN's Get Up, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time on ESPN, where maybe tomorrow morning you can hear the first ever edition of Plausible Deniability. All right, Greeny. We'll do it again sometime soon. We'll come up with some more ideas for you guys.
I love it. Thank you, fellas. It's always a lot of fun.
Our pleasure.
All right, that is Mike Greenberg.